Hello everybody, and welcome to another cast. Hey, just want to give a bit of a shout out to people and say thanks for the welcomes back. It has been nice to have the break. But yes, I'm going to be back. Just going to rock out a kind of a quicker cast this time around. I may have spent a little bit too much time on this lovely new intro, which I'm affectionately calling my Lord Adventures. It's a I kind of like it. I want to do more intros like this, just having some kind of random moments going on behind the scenes. So I'm probably going to spend again far too much time making them and thinking about what I want to actually have happening in the background. It's just a silly wee pet project of mine, but anyway, it did take up quite a bit of time to actually get working and then get all stitched together. I don't know if I actually have it correct. It was a fun little project, and yeah, I like it. I'm gonna guess there's gonna be a bunch of people that don't like it quite so much, but it's a background to see. You can look at it and you can ignore it. It's just gonna be the one talking about what's coming up and what kind of plans we have in the works, and well, what it's going to be is pretty much just casting. I have been considering putting some Twitch up again, but I feel like if I'm going to do that, it's not going to be anything actually scheduled. It's just going to be random Twitch streams. If I go back to Twitch, if I go back to streaming, it's just going to be random. It might not be Fortune Lines, it could be other games, and I just feel like, I do like Fortune Lines, of course. It is the most fun I've had in an RTS ever, and I will keep playing it. I will keep casting it because it's great. Definitely going to jump on that Sanctuary Shattered Sun train once that releases. Really looking forward to any kind of beta or preview news of get all the alerts and get all the early access stuff for the footage and what they're doing, and it just looks really good. So Shattered Sun, definitely looking forward to that game, and yeah, really want to give it a full on blasty go once it becomes available. Anyway, so that's really it for the news side of things. The considerations there, I don't know. I don't know if you guys would want to. Another thought I had was to actually record just some gameplay of me playing Fortune Light sometimes, like not casting, just gameplay. Maybe mushroom to myself over it is something else I could do. So I don't know if you guys would maybe be interested in seeing me play. You watch me stream. I'm average as fuck. I'm nowhere near as good as the guys that we're about to watch. These people are very well enmeshed in the ladder and pretty good on the rankings. So anyway, let's just throwing some ideas out there, trying to think where I want to go with things, but casting is going to be the mainstay. And yeah, like I say, I spent too much time doing this background that you're maybe watching, I don't know, but instead we are going to now look into heading into this cast. Now we're going to switch to, well, this is going to be a 4 versus 4 ladder. Sorry, I am just queuing it up. I really should have had that ready beforehand. I am such a silly goose, but let's jump on over and say hello to these guys. Alright, so as mentioned, it is going to be a 4v4 ladder game. It's going down on a random map, which I'm hoping will launch very shortly. And anyway, into it we go, and we are off. Alrighty folks, so we're going to have ourselves team 1 over here on the left hand side in the blue corner, and team 2 on the right hand side in the red corners. Let's do our standard wee sorting that we tend to do for all of our items. Clickety click click click. Anyway, let's have an introduction of the players today. First off, for team number 1, right down here in the bottom in the cyan color, it is Amon Ra. He is coincidentally the highest rated player in the game at 1831 ranking. He's got UEF opening with the first land factory. Just up from him, we switch into the lavender color. It is Protect, and Protect is going to be UEF as well. Going to try and protect other people, I guess. I don't know, but first land factory from him, we have the Pigeon build because there's no Hydro nearby. Up from him, third player for team number 1 in the standard blue color. It is Vinyl 117. He has a Hydra that he can use, so he's going to straight some mixes. He's put down a single pigeon there because the Hydra is a little bit of a distance away. And he's Seraphim, he's ready to go. And he's the lowest rated player for team number 1 at 1289 up there. And finally for team 1 in the light blue color up here, Cyber player, first Cyber of the day, it is Sheikah. And Sheikah has got his factory down, popped down his PGs, and the engineer's coming out to do the mixes maybe, or it's going to go grab some mass. Oh, there we go, doing a bit of reclaim over there. That's helping to support his initial eco. Right, team number 2. Team number 2, first up here, another Cyber player. This time it is Excited. He's very excited to be here, and he's in the yellow color. Just down from him, we're moving into orange. It is UEF for team number 2, and it is MSG. He's having a waltz along, and let's see, moving his commander up front, wanting to get up towards maybe some of this reclaim in the middle. I say some of this reclaim, there's a whole lot of reclaim here. And yeah, you don't want to give that over to your opponent's third player for team number 2 in the burgundy color. It is Freshy. Freshy's here as a Seraphim, working on his second land factory on some adjacency to the Hydra there. And fourth player for team number 2 down here, another Cyber player. It is Xerxes Grandnoob, and he is in the lovely red color. The ratings are much more consistent across team number 2. We've got the lowest at 1460, highest at 1640, not even 200 difference between them, whereas team number 1 we have the lowest at 1289 and the highest at 1831. So there's actually a difference of, like, was that 540 odd ratings, so much more disparity between team 1 and much closer between team 2. The average ratings are pretty close, 59, 1571, so it's looking pretty good there. Anyway, let's have a quick chat about the reclaim, because we're actually real early harassment down here. That is coming out from Xerxes. He's got a hunter going after some of the engineers down here. There's literally nothing there from Amon-Ra. He is getting hunted by the hunter. His engineers are getting mowed down over there. There's a single lab gets killed. He's got no actual units out. He's getting more engines off the production line there. He had an air factory on the way, but the commander's going to do the job. Going to walk out and blap that guy in one shot, but still, it is quite an annoyance for him to get out there. Another bit of a roughage up this way from Xerxes, but unfortunately that's a commander they're walking up against, not an engineer, so no dice from that bit of harassment. Won't get anything done there. We swing back up to the top over here. We see more harassment on this way perhaps. We've got a Mantis out from Excited, a couple of Mantis, a couple of moles. If they pushed in now, they would get this engineer, and that would actually stop them from building this factory, but the longer they delay, the more they tarry, the less chance they got of stopping that, and the factory's going up reasonably quick. These guys are idle. We push over there would have done good. Right here we can see exactly what's going on. It is MSG. He has walked up with his comm, and he is grabbing as much of that reclaim as he can. We have some counter units coming over here from Sheikah. They want to try and stop engineers from getting this reclaim. Unfortunately, that's a big stompy engineer will deny them that idea, although they may sneak past and kill off this guy before he finishes the Hydra. Would be absolutely ideal. In fact, they're going to go the wrong way. But quickly up this way we see that, there we go, the raid did go past from Excited, and he's denied that build up there. The engineer's dead and the factory does not complete. Looking straight down to the south, and there we go, it is Amon-Ra. He's being pressured a little bit more, but he's got a T1 bomber right now. Hasn't got any kills yet, but is in the area. It looks like it's moving over this way and could pick up this engineer here. A bit of a skirmish in the middle, though there's a commander in play, so there's going to be pretty much a non-event for team number 2 to get any traction. But up the top, some good work there. Excited has not only stopped the engineer, killed off a couple of those mass extractors, and it's going to take time for another engineer to actually get over here and rebuild that. Right, just down, and I'm hearing the fighting, not seeing it. Oh, there it is. There has been a run by. So those two mantis that we saw in the middle coming through here, they've actually swung straight up and look like to try and kill some Indies, but they're running into a bunch of units from Excited over there. Down this direction we see that T1 bomber is doing as T1 bomber does, finally catches off the engineer. That's his first kill. Looks like the engine maybe did a couple of dodges, so I heard some bombs before, but he's only got the one to his telly. Now going to swing around, and there's another engineer. Perhaps you could go for this guy. Just swinging around back and forth. They're trying to finish up the T1 PD. That's going to be somewhat useful for holding off bombers. Not. As I say, Amon-Ra's pushing up. He's just got his commander by himself. Not really many units with him at this stage. Back in the middle we see it is Protect pushing up with his commander. He's trying to shoot these forces away belonging to Freshy, which will work. He's got Vinyl coming in with some units as well. And you can actually just maybe turn around and say hello to Xerxes, who's pushing up with his comm and some units down in that direction. And that T1 bomber appears to have disappeared. Over in this direction, we see this is MSG pushing a long way forwards. He's going to need to be careful. He's got units coming in from both directions, plus a commander in the form of Vinyl, who's bringing up more forces as well, and MSG may not want to be standing there for much longer. Top section, we see some T1 fracas going on here. These guys having to go to each other, but it is excited coming up with his commander, and there's no commander. Where is, well, that's a lot of T1 bombers actually, but where is, oh, there is this Shika's commander over there, so not so bad. MSG in the middle could be having some problems, and Ra down here is looking okay, got some units with him. Up here is Protect having an issue, and Xerxes ground move, they're having to go at each other. Similar units shouldn't be too bad, but it is MSG who's the one most in trouble right now. Where those T1 bombers go, well, they actually come up here and they're going for Excited. Excited who has, well, he's got some AA coming, he's got some NTs coming, he should be alright. He's going to need to be careful though, because he has Sheikah pushing him as well as some units. Over here, MSG is looking a wee bit peaky, he's down into the yellow, but he should be okay. He's got some supporting units coming over from Freshy. Back down here, this is Amon-Ra. He's pushing a long way forwards, and he does not have any units with no gun upgrade. And he's got no units with him. That's not good news for him. We quickly check back up the top, and this is not great for Excited either. So Excited's not looking very good. He's got the bombers coming over here. He's got Sheikah in his face. He's got units pushing him. He's down to yellow 4,500. And down here, Amon-Ra is getting himself absolutely surrounded by units. He's not going to get down to that either. There's going to be two guys down at the same time. Excited down to 3,500 health down there. Amon-Ra is 6,000 health, dropping rapidly. There's so many units. He is not getting out of that. Amon-Ra extends a little bit too far. He's going to be dead in the moment. Excited, is he going to join the party? No, he's not. He's going to get away. Support come up from MSG. He's going to survive that and go, but it's going to be Amon-Ra down here who is absolutely doomed. Too many units, some overcharges though coming out. Gets a rank of veterancy. It's going to help him survive a little bit longer, but not really enough to get out of this mess that he's in. Too many units still swarming him. He's going to have a terrible time in the middle. Freshy's looking okay. Xerxes is alright. Protect is done, but it is Amon-Ra down to the red. Here he goes. 1,800, 1,500 health, and that is going to be the end of him. The highest rated player in the game is getting ejected, walking way too far forward with his commander with no support. And Amon-Ra is taken out by Xerxes, all ground units, because his commander's up here looking quite healthy, quite happy. Freshy's actually got an upgrade on his comm, so he's good to go. Quick check up the top, and Excited, 3,000 health, so he's not out of the woods. Needs to be a little bit careful. It's got a component back in the middle though. This is Protect. He is getting pushed by two commanders and a whole lot of units. He's in mid upgrade, and he really doesn't want to stop that upgrade. He is so far through it. Not going to be good. He's got some T1 PD back here, which may be what saves him, especially if these guys push in the range of it, and which they do, so he can fall back into that and be good. Finishes his upgrade. No, the engineers are dead. He's just about done, really committing to that. He absolutely has to, really can't deny that. Back in the middle, we see MSG's pushing up. He's got some units over here, some bombers on him, that's okay. Units pushing up the top there onto Excited. Fallback position there, he's having some problems. Many more units in his face, getting an upgrade on his comm. Back down the middle, we see MSG's pushing up, he's okay. Down the yellow, Viner's looking okay, but back here is Protect, who did fall back to his PD. And that point of defense is absolutely shoot away Xerxes, who's looking very unhealthy right now. Way down the red, and that's going to be Xerxes pushed a little bit too far. I'm going to say he ran into the point defense and shed a lot of health on those, because he was way down hurt. These guys did a lot of damage to him, and Protect can now run away. He's got 5,000 health. Fresh is going to do the same thing back up in this direction. That is MSG having to go at Vinyl, but MSG is... yeah, no, he's worse off. He's got 8,000 health compared to the 9,600 on Vinyl. Vinyl's got T2 rather than gun. MSG's got gun, so he'd have the advantage if he decided to push that, but question is, will he? Back up in this direction, we see it is Excited is here with his command. He's got a gun upgrade now, so that's very much going to help him stave off this issue. But Sheikah also has a gun upgrade, so there's going to be a danger for Excited if he's not too careful. Back in this direction, we see it is Freshy with his units. He's pushing up to the middle, wanted to keep his commander safe. 7,500 health, he'll be alright. A couple of T1 bombers overhead, but Antonio will take care of those pretty easily. MSG continuing the push here. He wants to try and shoo Vinyl away, but now there's T2 PD down. That should be a warning for MSG to get the heck out of dodge. Quick check up the top, and it is Excited now. He's got some health back, 4,500 health, almost 5, but here comes Sheikah with a large band of units behind him. That's going to be dangerous for Excited to be there. MSG has decided to fall back. T2 PD just a little bit too much to handle. or a damaged GunCom with no unit support. And back down the bottom we see this mad old army here from Freshy. They are waltzing their way down towards the back. T2 is on the field. There's a pillar coming out for protect, and his commander is just loitering around, cleaning stuff off. Does have a GunCom, and he should be alright. MSG doing as MSG does over there, killing off a few things, but some Indies land too close to point defense, not good for them. Up this direction here is the push coming in from Shika. In fact, there's T1 air overhead. That's a lot of T1 bombs, and they are spamming their way through, and they are actually killing off all the unit support belonging to Excited. That's not going to be very useful for him, especially as he has Shika coming down at him. So many T1 bombs. He needs some more inties, but there's no anti-air in here, so the intercept would have been a great call. 4,000 health left for Excited. Needs to not get caught up on resist. If he gets in range of Shika, he's going to have some problems. Shika can push him down. In the middle, MSG is getting harassed by air as well. T1 bombers all over the place. Now this is protect. He's down here. He's got his GunCom. He's looking alright though. Freshy is falling back. Down this direction it is Vinyl. He's looking absolutely fine. I don't know why he's building this instead of the mass extractors that are empty right beside him. Got some orange units trying to do a bit of a cut-off up this way. Get rid of support that is coming behind Shika. Get rid of support. It can make life a bit easier for Excited, who maybe doesn't want to push forward. Although I guess he wants to kill off the engineers that are trying to steal the dead mass. So MSG helping out his teammate with this little push just to reduce some pressure, but there is T2 on the ground there as well. Rhinos have rolled out there for Shika. So we've got T2 on the ground for team number 1. Do we have any tech on the ground for team 2? Oh, we've got some TMD there. We have... No, this is all looking like it's still T1, and T1 bombers have come to harass Freshy's base as well. Look at this, and this could be terrible. Look at all the PGs, the split bombs all over the place, and that is a whole lot of dead T1 PGs, and there's more bombs coming, and they're also going for the T2 power. They're killing off the T2 engines, and that's just not very helpful for Freshy at all. He's losing a whole lot of power. He gets a flak out. Flak is going to be great for killing those off. Pick him back up the top, and there we go. The units have been pushed. Actually, it is Shika who's abandoned the spot here with this commander. Move down here to head in that direction, and Excited is fine with this com. Back in the middle, MSG's getting an upgrade on him. I'm going to guess that's either T2 or the repair, nano repair, this is the one. And this is protect pushing forward. He's got a lot of units around him. Speaking of units, he has sent a giant army through here to wipe out this bottom base. There wasn't much in the way of protection, and they're just able to clean out that slot entirely. But you know, this side protect needs to be a little bit careful. He has got 2 ranks of veterans. He has got gun, he has got units behind him, so he should be okay on that front. Up in this direction we see MSG. He's completed his T2 just in time because along come the T1 bombers to kill off the engineers and the Zui. That would also make his life a misery from a distance. Back up this direction there's the small counter coming back. The T2 on the ground, that is going to be a big difference to those units. But this swarm here has done a decent job. Half of them have been told to stay back and finish off the production. Get rid of the factories, get rid of the engineers, make sure it doesn't come back. The other half have been sent up this way to annihilate what they can out of Protect's base, and there's not much on the ground to stop them. Some T2, but they can do a lot of damage, especially if they kill off that T2 HQ, but probably not. Going to go for the mass instead. More units are coming on the way. In the middle, Protect looking okay. He's got T2 in front of him. He should be absolutely fine. MSG is here. He's getting harassed by units. We see Vinyl has Tac Launcher on his back. So that's not looking good. And he's actually... Is he actually trying to launch at... Maybe he's trying to launch at MSG, who's trying to throw down Triad. Here we go. And that is Vinyl. He's got the upgrade and looking like he's ready to go for attack missile shenanigans with that guy. The T2 in this direction has now surfaced on the ground. There's a T2 engineer building T2 PD, which will be very handy. Excited can hold out in front of that with his commander, keep the spam away, and a T2 PD can pick stuff off there. Alright, MSG is doing... Oh, he's getting a T2 PD down, very handy, doing some harassment with the ground forces over there. But as Vinyl, he's got gun, he's got T2, and he can now start having a go at MSG in close range. Advantage probably MSG because he's right beside the T2 PD, which can throw down some extra damage onto Vinyl right now. But if Vinyl has that tac missile, which knows does he? Once both these guys down together, the question, do they want to mutual or do they want to actually try and survive is the question. Back up in this direction, we see it is Shika doing a walkway. Excited to push forward. He's wrapped up into the wind, looking very handy. Bombers do come in from Rhino, but this is expected from MSG, and he did have flag that didn't last very long. Back in this direction, two giant armies facing off against each other. There's T3 on the ground. That's a loyalist. I see that there from Freshy. He's got T3, and that could be a problem for Protect if he's not careful. He's getting an upgrade actually on his commander right in the middle of that battle. That could be an interesting choice. It's just about done, so I think he should be okay. Back in this direction, we see it as MSG down to 5,000 health. But then again, so is Rhinos. These two guys have been having to go at each other quite happily, trying to kill each other off. One can get the advantage tonight. Wait, I must have misread that. I thought he was down to 5,000, but he's got 9,000. Really good rank of veterancy or what, I don't know. But Vine needs to be careful. He's down to 6. Back in this direction, it is Protect having walked forward. He did get the nano upgrade, so extra health, extra regen, 17,500 health. Ooh, very much helping against the T3 and T2 as well. Fresh is here with his comp, he's got gun as well. Over here we see MSG, he's got his own tech launcher, which is actually getting hit by something, was getting hit. Tech missile out from Vinyl, it is going for straight onto MSG's head, 6,000 health damage. Works straight into a buzzkill, he needs to have to stop that from happening, but there are Corsairs coming in as well. They are there from Shika. What are they going for? MSG's on the run, he can't deal with that tech launcher and the commander and everything. Up the top there we see it is excited. Oh, I think he's walking a wee bit too far forward. They're right into the mix of a whole bunch of T2. And Shiki, he's got some T2 PD back here as well, but he's well down the thread, trying to get around the corner. If you can get around there, then the straight direct fire from those guns. But income Corsairs from Shika, that's going to be excited out of the game. Not very good, but also at the same time down here it is Protect. He did have the nano repair, but it's far too much to take on, and pushed by Freshy at the same time. Down goes Protect, so a 2 comes out within a matter of seconds of each other, and it is now a 2 versus 2. Fresh is down here ready to go. MSG is here with his commander. He's got a couple of buzzkills around, so he doesn't need to worry about the tech launcher on the back of Vinyl anymore. If we can get some more point defense down, it'd be really handy, because Vinyl is pushing to 9,000 health compared to the 7,000, just under 7,000 for MSG, because yeah, tech missile on the back of that guy. Having a good time. T1 bombs come in, they're trying to take out the buzzkills, but there's 3 more here, so this tech launcher isn't going to get much done. Up in this direction we see the T2PD is going to be handy, but there's a big bunch of Vipers, they're having a good time. And that will be fine for them. T3 on the ground though, we see some trebuchets out with the loyalist belonging to Freshy. His commander decided to go for a walk away perhaps. Not a terrible idea, getting pushed by a sizable T2 army. He's going to need that support back on there. Down this direction, and looks like the rebuild has partially happened over here. The mass is getting scooped up there by Shika. Maybe it was Protect before that. Do we have Tech 3 on the ground here? No, still just rolling out the T2 for Shika. We have T3 on the ground. There we go. From Vinyl though, he's got the HQ, and out comes some Ultimates from there. And we do have T3 up the top here for Shika as well. So probably not so concerned about putting Tech 3 on there yet, because he's got it up the top. And of course he's got his commander ready to walk around and deal some extra damage. Perhaps some more T2 engineers, get some more T2 P'd up this way. Perhaps we'll see how they're doing. In this direction, that is the Viper spam. The very, very annoying Viper spam. The best thing to stop that is, of course, Aeon TMD, because when these things get shot, they just split into 3 missiles and carry on to do some damage. Carry on, but there's been so much fighting going on, it's a wee bit of a lull that's not a bad thing. Have a look at the map, it's very much still halvesies, 2v2 on the sides. We've got 10k reclaim or so down in this section right here. There's been a big battle, and there is a lot to reclaim. Question is, who's got the engineer swarm? And that would actually be Freshy. A bunch of engines here going to do their thing. He's walking up with his commander. Walking up with his commander by himself into a T2 swarm. Going to have to be really careful on that. Doesn't want to get caught out of position without support. In fact, speaking of support, it is all heading this way. Big T3 band here. There's a bunch of loyalists on the move. They're right into those. Oh, there they are. I was wondering where the trebuchets were, but they're just a little bit further back over here. Now they're going to start throwing some payloads down. But these guys just going to sweep on through here and absolutely murder that. Nothing they can do about it. Alright, here comes more air, more bombers, some Corsairs. They come down this direction. They decided they want to try and stop this from happening. Well, they're going to struggle. Oh, actually, the core seems to be fine. It's going to take a while to chew through all these units, but there's no anti-air in the mix, so they will be absolutely fine from that point of view. Down here we see Frishy sitting there with his comp. He is decidedly okay for now. This direction has so many buzzkills because there's so many Vipers and they still cannot handle them. There are, well, there ain't no Vipers anymore. In come some strikers from MSG. They're just going to break this little party up and make those guys move away. The bigger issue is this coming in. T3 on the ground and a lightning tank. The Vipers have moved away, but it's going to be the end of those guys. But look at that though, all these buzzkills and they could not stop those Vipers just because of the way this flip works. Chicken in down here, and yes indeed this whole bottom section has been cleared up, but then also the wipe there. Units cannot stay with them. Right, back in this direction, more units pushing on forwards, running the T1 PD, not good for their health. It is Vinyl heading down in this direction. He's looking for maybe to do a cutoff, I don't know. Where's Frishy's gone? Over there. He's okay. He's okay for now. Getting an upgrade. Yes, he started an upgrade just now. Nano repair. Going to keep his comm nice and healthy with that. But does need to be... He should be alright. Big old push in this direction. It is MSG moving through the T1 units. The spam is there. Plus some T3. There's some Percivals. They're going to do well for killing off all of these things. Nice, easy shots. There's a bunch of T2 mixes over here and a T2 factory. All of this is now under threat. If it dies off, it will be very, very handy. And come Corsairs going for the Percivals. Why not? They're probably the biggest threat right now. Might take a little bit of time to chew through Corsair. The Percival health Corsairs. Well, they should pick up that one in this pass and maybe do some damage to a second one. There we go, it dies on down, but all this eco might survive actually. The T3 units, the loyalists, have moved up and cleaned up the T1 very handily. Right in front of Frishy is a bunch of loyalists, so he's got a bit of support there. Still wants to be a tad careful. Sizable army here, and his units are out of position down this direction because the trebuchets here, but can he see them? He has no idea these units are there because there's stealth, or is he just out of power? I think he's just out of power. This brick's going to have a bad time. It might be T3 and it's might be T2, but there is a lot of them, and that brick is going to just get absolutely monstered by this many pillars. Not great for your health. Very much not great for your health, and he's going to have a troubling time trying to take care of that, although there is a bunch of T3 in the way, so he shouldn't be too badly off. Going to mix up with these units too, and that should be alright. Okay, this direction, that is a whole swarm of Corsairs again. They're really liking their Corsairs on this map, getting some of that. They looks like they're heading down this direction to maybe sweep up. Perhaps they decide they don't like those particular engineers, which is exactly what they're doing. They're killing the engines. Now we'll reclaim for you. This little T3 band here is getting mauled by the pillars. Not so bad. Down here, NGs are, okay, engineers from Frishy must be on a patrol or something. They have just gone and reclaimed all the wrecks that were in front of MSG, so it's going to make it much more difficult to rebuild his point defense, which had died. Not terribly useful. Still pushing up here though, sending that T1 spam right back up into this top section, and this time there's not a heck of a lot there. Stop the T3s moving down this direction thanks to the Percy pressure, and the Vipers are moving back up to try and take care of those. Not really going to work. Right, this direction we see the T2 force is swinging up in this direction, and actually if they get away from this T3 band, there's not a lot between them and Frishy, who's on the nano upgrade. Does not have a lot of support around his commander right at this particular instant. Got some units back here, got some sniper bots ready to go, and maybe also think about bringing those to the front to do some extra damage, especially because he's got this guy moving in towards his comm and these units pushing one up as well. Question is, what's going on? Well, there's a siege tank and no overcharge. But down goes the TMD right in front of Rishi. Is this a targeted? It is. This is a deliberate target for the TMD. Is there a attack battery somewhere? I don't know. Barner's got attack on his comm. But Frishy halfway through an upgrade, maybe he wants to think about moving. He's got a big old giant swarm of T2 coming his way. That's a lot of pillars, and that's a lot of pressure, and that's a lot of damage, and that's a lot of health being lost. This is Frishy caught out of position with no units around him. He's going to go pop right there, and that is Frishy. He's taken up by that pillar swarm. Just These guys, out of position, they thought they were going to head down this direction, left this way open, and his commander standing still on an upgrade. And no surprise that forces came in to demolish what was left, but now everything's over to MSG. Big old orange swipe on the right hand side. T2 bombers going for his commander over here, some Nothers overhead. So I think he should be okay. He's got a decent amount of health. He has got some AA. He's got a lightning tank over. Oh nice, or a T3 AA over there. There's a wee bit of a dance down into the red 5,000, but that's 5,000 health because he's a very, very inventive commander. He's okay. And this Nother should die. The next pass goes on. There's two cougars around here now. Big jinking twist, and that bomb misses completely. But right over here, this roving band of loyalists, they are looking for some eco to destroy, and there's eco to destroy indeed. Bunch of capped T2 mixers here. They're going to have a bad time of it. And in the meantime, where's that T3 army? There it is over there. T1 form doing the swarm. And if they can pick off that sniper, that'll be fun, but we'll see how that goes. Engineers up this direction doing a reclaim, because there's just so much of it. So much reclaim on the map. It must be what? 5, 10, 15, kind of like 20, 30,000, or even more reclaim on the map. So much reclaim to be had, well worth picking on up. Right, these guys are carrying on. There's not much on the way to stop them. There's MSG with his commander. Maybe they could swarm him. He's only got, I was going to say, he's in the yellow, but he's got 8,000 health, so plus overcharge, I think he should be okay. In this direction though, these loyalists can just swing on through. They could cause issues up here as well. T3 upgrade on the way on this factory, but they're really going to need something to slow these guys down. They're going to be doing a whole lot of damage. In the middle, it is bricks aplenty. We can do some good old damage to those guys, and a little bit forward base here. Upgrades on the way. But this is the biggest problem. It is loyalists having to go at everything up here. They probably won't kill HQ. A whole lot of T1 PD will shred their health, but all they could do is move out of range of it up this direction and kill everything there. The engineers, of course, getting stunned every time a loyalist dies, so this lays a built. There's a lot of PD now, and the loyalists they're just going to carry on, get out of range of these and see what they can do. T1 unit's going to have a go at them as well, but I think they'll be okay. Look at these things. 23 kills. 4-star veterancy, 15 kills in that guy, 3-star. They just had a royal fun time swinging through all of this and doing a whole lot of damage. Speaking of a whole lot of damage though, Ricks have tuned up in this direction, and it could be dangerous for Bynum. No, I think he should be okay actually. There's a lot of Othams have tuned up as well to support. Yeah, and while there's a good number of Ricks, his command is very healthy, and the Othams will help tune up the numbers quite happily, though it's a significantly larger number of Ricks, and they can actually do a serious amount of damage to anything around them. These Othams just get picked off easily. Pillars do come up here from Sheikah, but they're not doing much. They are getting royally swarmed and hammered out of existence by bricks. Very tough group to try and deal with. Also coming through though, a push on here. A bunch of T1Rs just been sent to take out eco. This is exactly what they're doing. See all these dead mixes along the way. These loyalists up here are still alive. Got so many kills between them. Got a 4-star and a 5-star veterancy. It is T1R coming in though, and things standing still do not fare well against T1 artillery. You can see the shells are coming in and doing the damage. They will eventually die out of that. And where are the bricks going? Well, the bricks coming down this way, and they're looking to kill off this entire production area, which they potentially could if they kill off the pillars first. But at the same time, this production down here is under threat by the other swarm pillars. A huge amount of them, and they're just going to wipe this section entirely. Can the bricks do the same down here? A bit of a counter, but see some Othams are coming in. They may very well be able to tip the balance and keep things alive. Bricks doing what bricks can. They're walking on some T1 PD. Just the one of them though, it shouldn't be that much of a problem for them. There we go, they've killed off a whole lot of that. I am hearing, there we go, so Vinyl with this comm just standing here chilling, taking out these T1RD as they come on through. Bricks are doing bricky things. They are not focusing on the point defense. Never mind, there we go. Some of them are. I think they're finding better targets in the form of engineers. Now the PD's down and some T1 bombers overhead, but they can actually now just swoop through and keep the cleaning going. Back over on the right hand side, you see Othams have come out to deal with the pillars, and there's some sniper boss over here too. That should be enough to clean these guys out and keep things all good. struggling to do a bit of rebuild over here. Just looks like a reclaim. Nope, not a reclaim, but the orders haven't given to rebuild those mixers. Going to need them for what is coming. Bricks down here have done as bricks do. They've taken out a whole lot of eco. They've killed off the T2 HQ, which I think was the only UEF HQ there was indeed. So there's going to be no more units coming off of these factories because there's no HQ. They're all just support units. So these bricks have done a fantastic job clearing out this entire section, clearing out the factories, clearing out the build power, and turning it into a bit of rubble for Team 1 to try and deal with. Back in this direction, we see the counter push coming down this way. After the pillars are dead, the Ottomans coming down. There's a single pillar here left behind, maybe just to kill off, well, engineers doing this kind of thing. So he's going to go for a wonder, maybe kill off some mixers down this way. But anyway, that is what it is. Missed a factory, but I can't do anything but engineers anyway. That is absolutely fine. Pushing through the middle though from team number 1, a big band of Ottomans. They are on their way to push through this. They're going to be intercepted by, well, the Sky Slammers ain't going to have a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun at all. They could maybe kill this one here because it's really, really low. In fact, I think they're going to. How many times do you see that? Sky Slammers killing an Otham. Well done, boys. But yeah, there's another 8, 9. Yeah, it's another 9. We're not going to get through that. And those Othams need something to try and slow them down. That'll slow them down. They can finish the monkey. That'll really take care of the Othams quite happily. Top section though, we see some loyalists. They're just stopping this T1 mobile arty push. Was why not? That monkey's going to be key though. T1 arty push down this way. Pillars sitting still. Not good for the pillars' health. Yeah, they can probably kill a lot of this T1 arty, but they're going to, whole lot of them are going to die. But in come the T1 bombers once again from Shika. They are looking for targets of opportunity. These will be some good targets. And this guy's still marauding around. 4-star veterancy, 1,270 mass killed. He really wants one of these Ottomans just to turn back and kill him, because he's just left there. And speaking of Ottomans, these guys up here, they're still doing their thing. They are killing off, I think that was the T3 HQ for MSG, so he's actually got nothing doing there now. With the 9 Ottomans parading around ready to go. What's going on here? We have a triad going up. MSG decides he doesn't want to keep his comm anywhere near that, because that will be key to keeping those Ottomans at bay. Monkey's going to spin on down. It's going to hoover these guys up and be absolutely fine. Right, on the counter though, we have another experiment being thrown up here. This is Vinyl going for an assault bot. Lord Ythota will dominate a monkey all day, every day. So maybe that's why he's building a second. But there we go, Monkey is now chasing these Ottomans down. The question is, who's faster? I actually don't know. What's the speed of an Otham? Otham speed is 2.8. And Monkey speed is 2.5. So Othams are actually faster than monkeys. These guys are going to get away. And it sucks for the monkey, but the Otham's going to run down here. They're going to look at destroying even more eco. There is a T3 factory here. It is currently popping out T1 RT. Nope. That is a Otham off the brick. There's some T3 here that can look to try and take care of those Othams. Going to need to. And another roving band of Othams down here. So 2 bands that if they decide to join together have a bad time. Sniper boss need to keep their distance. They can do a walloping amount of damage, but they're so fragile. Yeah, getting close to these things will cause many issues. In the middle is the T1 RD spam still doing its thing and doing damage gradually to the Ottomans, but the question is they're doing more than good. Nobody knows. A big old swarm of T1 bombers over here. Vinyl finishes off his chicken. It is ready to go, and there's nothing to slow these T1 bombers down. Not even some interceptors, nothing else. And it looks like that chicken finished just in time because a different band of Ottomans, one of the MSG, was heading up this way. That could have done a lot of damage, but unfortunately chicken is done and Ottomans are also likewise done. Nothing left but a friendly fire there. That's a very very doomed Otham from that. Not good for your health. But this big band here still walking away, and those loyalists are trying to have a go with them, but this loyalist versus Otham's never going to go down well. Right, Monkey is here. Monkey is happy. Got some Ottoman support, got some anti-air support now, got a bunch of Cougars come along. They will deal to those T1 bombers quite nicely. Bit of flak would do even better Sniper bots here may be the target. Nope, the T1 bombers going for the eco, because why not? Get rid of eco, make it life harder. Sniper bots trying to do things against the Othams, but it's going to be tricky because the Othams are getting in close range, and that is not good for sniper bot health. There's a call to kill the snipers from Vinyl. He wants those dead so they can stop shooting the Othams, but the T1 bombers are busy fighting everything else. That's a giant T1 bomber swarm, honestly. Heard the chicken open up. It looks like it's just on a T1 ID. In the meantime, there's a monkey headed this way, and it could probably carve its way through this many loyalists. It looks like it should be okay for doing so. It can kill some of the T1 bombers along the way. Maybe kill some of this infrastructure. There's not a lot there. If it can go through these loyalists, it wouldn't be so bad, but this is a sizable problem. Still 10 Othams or so, 10, 11 Othams moving their way up this direction, and MSG is here with his comm. He needs to be careful. Maybe he doesn't want to be right there. Maybe think about running away. He's just about to finish a second monkey, which can be very handy for taking out this band of Othams there, which you probably need to do. But over in this direction, this monkey is pushing on up. He's getting chased down by the Athota. Can they actually see it? Do they have Omni? Do they? No, they don't have Omni. They just have vision overhead. Yeah, as soon as they lose that, so just using the old aircraft radar. Flying overhead, you can see it fine. The monkey just needs to keep pushing this way. That's what it should do. Going for that. And speaking of monkeys, this one here has waltzed on that, but it's actually abandoned MSG's comm. He had no idea that Othams were coming. The monkey's pushed off to the left, and now his commander has issues in the form of Otham party coming at him. Maybe I was thinking about bringing this monkey back, or just overcharging. Perhaps he's got a bunch of storage there. Perhaps he can take them on, but that's a lot of Othams. It's very dangerous for a commander. He needs to stay away from those. Monkey over here is maybe going in a different direction, trying to bait all these units away. In come the gunships, but the anti-air should take care of those. But this direction, it is MSG. He's pushing towards the Othams. That's not a great idea. Health is absolutely disappearing. Now, I've said it before, T3 units, unless you're a Seraphim or Guncom or a Cybrid Mazercom, you're not having a good time against T3 units. They turn around, focus on MSG, and he is out of the game. Might have been actually control K. I think he still had health left, but let's be honest, his entire side of the map had been wiped by those Othams. He might have had a couple of experimentals, but he was going to lose this monkey to that Yathota, and while he had the other monkey moving on up, still far too many units over there. So well played by team number one, just helping stable, and the T1 bomber spam was absolutely brutal. In the early stages, taking out all the support units around Exeter, making his life a bit difficult. He got caught out there. The couple of Corsair snipes, we had Freshy just unfortunate, just out of position with his troops. He had the units to deal with them. He had the T3. He could have taken out that pillar swarm, but unfortunately they moved down here predictably when the pillars came up here, and instead picked off his comm. Maybe that would have made a different story. That left MSG by himself trying to focus up against both of these guys, unless it was not to be for MSG. He fought bravely to the end, but unfortunately just could not handle the roving units that were just tearing up all of the eco. So there we have it, folks. Slightly shorter one, yeah. Like I said, I spent too much time on that intro. Probably spend some more time again, but next one is probably going to be a long one. I have a couple of much longer replays in the vaults, and we'll see about getting some extra time where I can actually cast those ones out. But that's going to be it from me today, so thank you folks for being here, and once again thank you for the welcome backs that you people have given me, and we shall see you again on the next cast. Have yourselves a wonderful week, weekend, no week, it's going to be midweek by the time this actually gets uploaded to YouTube. But thank you folks for being here, and we shall see you again. Farewell.